somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. But God said that. God, hey sis, I see you got your fringes on.
Oh yeah,
I see you got your fringes on.
I don't like talking to a woman, but you can talk to my grandchildren.
No, I'm just talking to you, sis.
Kids.
No, come here. Sis, how you doing? What's your name? What's your name? Excuse me?
Don't you was talking to my.
She got a weapon. Wait.
Okay. Put that back, baby.
Hey, make sure you get her with the weapon too. Cause we're not scared of all women out here. Yes, ma'am.
I'm teaching my children the way.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm teaching my children the way.
She got a weapon. Wait.
Okay.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Recha Ha Kodash, and double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you, brethren, you fellow believers of this truth, and shalom to the hopefully elect, shalom to the elect, peace. I want to go in a second edition, kind of a backup of the previous video I did with the IUIC. It's not so much about them, but about a comment. He seems to be a novice, and you just never know with these guys. You know, at first you read it, you just think of them to be simple scoffers, but sometimes, in you know, the time of, you know, we've been doing videos, at least that I can remember, some of them wind up catching it, you know, getting the understanding. So for whatever reason, there's a lot of jakes who look at this for entertainment and believe that this is just a camp rivalry, or let the people go who do wrong and don't correct them. All black unity, right? And that wasn't never what it was about. You know, let's read a scripture real quick. It was never really about all black unity, even in the ancient times, because, you know, Israelites went against one another, you know, and then when the kingdom comes, you know, we could see the unity then, but we're not going to see unity now, right? We could go to Matthew. Let me see right here, Matthew 13. And again, this is the mindset of a novice, I believe. I'll read the comment in a second. Matthew 13 and 10. You know, all that knows this one. I always read this one. 13 and 9 and 10. Who have ears, let them hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but unto them it is not given. And this is why Yahweh Shah made a lot of quotations of narrow is the way, many are called, but few are chosen. So you can't be thinking have a mindset that it's about, since the boys in purple, well, let me say the Israelite brothers in purple, the GMS brothers with the 100% truth, and then you got ISPK with the blackness, you know, and the GLC with the space angels or whatever, giants or whatever they got going on. So Paul said, mark them that cause division, contrary to the doctrine. So anyway, let's read this comment real quick. This man's name is Robin Hood. Now, when I first read it, I was like, this dude just, you know, being smart. And I started reading a little bit. He says, I am not IUIC, but you can't just go gossiping about a video when you don't even know the law, right? So this man claims not even to be of IUIC, so I don't know why he would make it even relevance, because if he knew the law or he believed or whatever, then he would probably be a part of IUIC. I don't know. He says men have to uncover their heads when the scriptures come out. And see, that's the disturbing part. Because in the video, I said there was a guy that came up that had a flu, and he didn't want to take off his hat because he was sick. And IUIC said, you must take off your hat. And I said, why? I mean, we've had people come up with no beards. What do? We tell them, hurry up and go home, grow your beard, and then come back and talk to us. That's not what Paul was saying. This is why Paul was talking about grace and mercy. This is why Yahushua died for our sins. The ushering, to give us that mercy. In the hopes that we will wake up. And if they don't wake up, then so be it. There's going to be men that grow beards. There's going to be men that don't cover their hair. There's going to be women that wear men that don't cover their heads when the scriptures come out. There's going to be women with long dresses and skirts and head coverings, and they're still not going to make it. They're still going to fall out. They're still going to be wicked. So my question is, if people are walking by and we're reading the scriptures and they're coming out, so we must tell every man when it's January, right, to uncover their heads while the scriptures are coming out. No, that's for us to do. The men in the congregation that's got the line crossed, and if there's followers who are following us, and they've been following us for a while, of course, they convert. They didn't read with Apostle Paul, anything about Apostle Paul, with Agrippa and anything else, with the guile, did they read any of the stories? Anyway, I'm not going to go into that. But anyway, why are they acting? He says, now as far as the women, why are they acting like men? Yea, it's probably because manly clothes, those manly clothes they have on, giving them that manly spirit. See, this is the mind of a novice. He doesn't quite understand this truth. He doesn't understand that Solomon, with all those wives, who turned his heart, had long dresses and head coverings, right? He doesn't understand that all the women that came through the truth, that IUIC matchmake and put women here with that man and this man and that man, writing new laws as they go along like the wicked Pharisees. He doesn't understand this stuff, man. Right? But then here's the problem, because it's Great Millstone, I don't know if it's that, but the problem is anybody can do whatever they want to do, and there's held no accountability. This is why we have a problem with the black woman. And Jake, the so-called black men running around acting like wild animals. Because we're calling it out. We're calling out the hypocrisy and the lies. How much more are we supposed to correct? And this is why we get the most respect, but we also get hated. Because we're just supposed to let all Israelite groups stand up, say, hey, you ain't got to call on the name of the Lord no more, right? Your wives can come in here. We can match make them. We can pull them from this man and give it to somebody else. We're supposed to accept this behavior, knowing that the elect may even be amongst them. There's men that left IUIC. Anyway, let's go to Romans 16 and 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions, offenses contrary to the doctrine, not those doctrines, or doctrines with an S, which ye have learned, and avoid them. Okay, so mark them that cause divisions. Mark them. That's what we're supposed to do. We even mark each other that may go off on doctrine. We honestly had new guys that started believing in the flat earth doctrine, and we marked them on that. It kind of seems that these people really don't love one another. They just want to sit there and eat the popcorn and watch the entertainment and just see the black man take down the white man. That's what they're looking at. They want to see us cursing out the white man. This is what these people are looking for. Just as long as this black group, ISPK, curse out the white man and wake up our people, as long as IUIC does it, as long as GMS does it. But we are not doing this in a mindset of men. We're doing this under the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. The Lord commanded us to do this. This is not so much about a bunch of groups, but it's about the truth. It's just that we feel we have the truth, right? 100%, by the way. If you don't like it, then hey, so be it. Let me go back to this comment. And the brother, I will say, the brother Karab Yasharala. Let me go back down here. See what it says. He says, let me go on down. He says, if they had dresses on, do you think they would be so unruly? Well, again, this is a mind of a novice. And you don't have to take it personal. Novice just mean new. It's just what it is. You don't understand. That's why Ecclesiastes 5 says, keep thy foot when I come into the house of the Lord. It's heart-wrenching to see one Israelite group so-called tear down another Israelite group. We're not tearing you down. The Lord will tear you down if you're wrong. You probably read a few verses, but what do you really know? The law is the law for a reason. He sounds like Judge Dredd. The law is the law. You know? Karab says, Karab Yasharala 444, 144, 444. Jake always got something to say. Then he goes on to say, because Jake is always dissing. You know, I don't understand what they mean by that. If we're dissing because we have some jealousy or we just don't like them, I can understand the dissing, you know, if you're that way. But we're in defense of the gospel. And these men are holding the Bible. And Yahushua said, go to the lost sheep and teach that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So if the lost sheep, if you had children who was following Satanism or following some other doctrine, and you knew you had the doctrine, would you try to guide your children out of that false doctrine to come to you? Or would you just say, no big deal, they're all black anyway? He says, why talk about other camps? Do you see? If it was for guys like this, if guys like this and they had it their way, there would be Passovers and parties, right, that we seen happen. Okay? There would be this ISUBK teaching sodomy, right? If everybody listened to this, that the comforter, that everybody's the comforter. I mean, this man was the comforter, right? That this GOCC character, or Rakar Yashar, or something like that, that you can fly, you can go to Egypt and escape Babylon. Can you imagine that? This IUIC, don't call on Yahweh, call on Christ. Call him Yo Play Yogurt. This is crazy. He says, I got what you are saying, I do, but what does rebuke in the gate mean? You see? Well, let's go there real quick. Since I didn't even see that. He also goes on to say, my brethren, I get it. I get what he is saying, but the congregation tearing down other congregations. Now, if you were sitting in the synagogue when Yahushua in Matthew 23 went in there, would you say that Yahushua was tearing down? Would you be mad? Well, maybe you would be. Was it wrong for Yahushua to go and flip the tables? Was it wrong for him to go in there and get on them and literally say, woe to you, means destruction to you, basically cursing them? Would that have been wrong? Did he say, pick up your cross and follow after me? Pick up your affliction, get your suffering and follow after me. That is what was said. Now, when you go into this Amos 5 and 10, they hate them that rebuketh at the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. Now, we go into some translations. Clearly, you had the chief place of concord, right? You had situations where men would set up and trying to teach the truth, and the people would hate them for it, right? This is what's happening with us. See, when these situations happen, this was between Israelites. Okay, so when you go to here, I'm going to read another translation. They hate him that reproveth in the gate, and that abhor him that speaketh uprightly. They hate him who reproveth in the gate. So this is clearly, you can make the argument this could be you. Right? They have hated to be reproved. Now, when you go to the word reprove, it means to shame you in some form of way. In the gate, right? That's pretty much it. But let me go back here with this comment. I don't know what he was getting at by it. He says, we'll create divisions. If that was the case, we might as well keep the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom separated then. You see that? This is a person that doesn't understand that all the Israelites are not going to come together. It wasn't prophesied to, eventually, Hosea 1, the children of Judah, children of Israel shall appoint themselves one head, but that's going to be out of the elect eventually. 2/3, people who even know they're Israelites ain't going to make it. Right? So let me get Romans 2:23. Thou that makest thy boast of the law, thou breakest the law, dishonoreth thou Yahweh, thou God. So you got these men who boast about the law, but they dishonor the Most High by calling them play yoga, saying you could call on a Greek name. We don't know the name of the Lord, but you're Hebrews and you got Hebrew names. Boast means to act and glorify Him. Right? Let's get Romans. I want to get Romans 3. Romans 3. And looks like 27. It says, where is boasting then? Is it excluded by the law of works? Nay, but by the law of faith. Right? By the law of faith. This is what should be pushed. You shouldn't be harping so much on the law. Now, through time, the Israelites was creating laws, like with the shambles. They was exaggerating the law, creating, making up, divisions of the law, critiquing the law, and making things out of the law. And it strayed away from what the Most High originally set up. But we don't do away totally with the law. We still follow the law to the best of our ability. But it's going to come down to faith. It says, therefore we conclude that a man is justified by faith without the deeds of the law. Right? So this is what we're calling out to the elect, whether they're in IUIC, whether they're in GOCC, whether they're in a Christian church. This is our job. It says, is he the God of the Jews? Is he not also the God of the Gentiles? Yes, the Gentile also. Well, the Gentiles was not a real word. Gentiles is actually heathen. That's a gentium, or gentilius just means stranger, like you see in the Old Testament. You had different manners of Jews, right? It says, Romans 3:31, do we then make void the law through faith? God forbid. Yea, we establish the law because there's a balance. So IUIC teaches is all about the law. The Christian church teaches it's not about the law at all, right? But we teach that the law is not going to save you. The first commandment will, but the law is not going to fully save you because you're going to need faith in these times that we're coming in. And that's what Yahushua died for. You got to remember, those people that was talking about the law, some of them didn't believe, a portion of them didn't believe in Yahushua. So they didn't have faith. Even when he was arisen, I forgot which apostle or whatever Mary came and said, hey, he arisen. And he said, well, look at my hands. That's all recognizing faith. The miracles and everything that happened. But you guys ain't teaching that. You guys are somewhere else thinking that you ain't got to worry about nothing but just follow the laws. With no faith. So you got all the fringes, you got all the clothes on, and you still see wickedness coming out of that. just because a woman got fringes on, right? So this is why we do these videos, to call out to some of you, Jake, who is novices that don't quite understand what's going on. Clearly, this man doesn't understand what's going on. He's probably following different camps, right? And just see IUIC getting down with the good speaking, you know. It's like a channel. That's why it's called YouTube channels. It's different channels. Jake is channeled, his energy is channeled to where he feels he fit. And we just telling you, hey, you gotta watch the right channels. Anyway, we're not saying it's not okay to wake up, but now you're supposed to be seeking the truth. That's all I have on that. Shalom.